Commission meeting for the City of Saratoga Springs, Thursday, April 30th, 2026. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Commissioner Hill has agreed to lead that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Hill. For roll call, all are here except for Commissioner Burns, who is excused. And we'll open it up for public input. Let me read the description here. This time has been set aside for the public to express ideas, concerns, and comments for subject matter not listed as public hearing on the agenda. Limit of 3 minutes per speaker. Unused time may not be given to another. Time for public input is limited to no more than 15 minutes total. So do we have any public input? Okay, we'll end the time for public input and move to business items. So according to the agenda, the commission will discuss without public comment and may either make recommendations to the City Council or approve the following items as needed. So we'll start with Mount Saratoga Veterinarian Clinic site plan located at 30 North Mount Saratoga Boulevard. Daniel Harris as applicant, Senior Manager Kendall Black.
Good evening, Commissioners. Bring this closer to me. Okay, so this is over on the western edge of the city off of Pony Express Parkway on the corner there. It's zoned planned community. It's in the gateway overlay zone. I'm trying to change this. It's not changing. Okay, it complies with everything on here. There was no issues with that. No exceptions being asked for. That's not changing. Oh, there we go. All right, here's the site plan. So, pretty straightforward. There's only one access off of Mount Saratoga. They can't have access off of Pony Express because there's the open space in between the building and Pony Express. Okay, the landscape plan meets all requirements. And then elevations on the north elevation and shows the building materials here. And then the rest of them. And trash enclosure. I don't know if the batteries are dying on this. Oh, and then they did include the sight lines, just show that you, from ground level, you can't see rooftop equipment. That's all that is there. Yeah, it's toast. Okay, and the floor plan. So on the floor plan, they're building, they're gonna do the first half of it. It went, and they're gonna leave the other half for future to improve it, to expand the hospital. And then they did send in their sign package to give us an idea of what they were gonna propose, and what they're proposing does meet with code. Okay, and then, do you have any questions? Sorry. I'm struggling with this thing.
No, you're good. I just wondering if the applicant's here and if they would like to make any comments. You want to come on up here if you'd like? And please state your name and your address.
Yes, hi, thank you for having me. My name is Dan Harris. My office address is 1695 12 Mile Road, Berkeley, Michigan. Pleasure to be here and to present this project to you all tonight. We're building, like Kendall said, 8,000 square foot vet clinic here. Like he also mentioned, the plan is to finish out the interior of half of that clinic initially, and then as services need to increase, we plan to expand into that second half at a later time. At that time, we would apply for any kind of improvement permits at that straightforward, single lot development. If you guys have any questions, clarifications, I'm happy to answer those at any time.
Great, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and open this up for the commissioner questions. And so go ahead, and we're going to try this, and just push the button, the light, and then this will tell us who. So we've got Commissioner Mann, is that right?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just have one question. I'm wondering, does this clinic plan to operate during normal business hours, or will this be a 24-hour emergency veterinary clinic?
I can say it here if that's okay.
Sure, yeah.
It's planned to just be normal business hours, but because they do have surgeries and pets can receive surgeries, there may be the need for overnight observation. So that would be the limit, but it wouldn't be open to the public at that time. It would specifically be veterinarian there to monitor the pet. Sorry.
I can hear you.
You guys
You're
couldn't
fine.
hear me?
Yeah.
But to monitor the pet as it is recovering. So that's the limits of after hours.
Is there any intent in transitioning to a 24-hour clinic at all?
At this time, no. But if, I guess I can talk to Kendall or speak with you all. I'm not sure how that transition would take place, if that would be coming back to the Planning Commission to request that, or how that would work. But at this time, it's not.
Okay, thank you so much.
Of course.
That's all my questions.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Mann. Anyone else? Do you want to hit the button there?
I did, but
Try it again.
Did it come up?
Okay, well, Commissioner Hill.
As Kendall indicated, it all complies, so that makes it pretty easy. I go by that 3-4 times a day because I live up in that area. The one thing that was of concern to me, but as I looked over the plan, is the in and out is back far enough that I don't think it's going to interfere with the staging of those going left, because most people coming down Mount Saratoga Drive are going to want to take a left to go on Pony Express. And so sometimes that can be quite a staging area, but as I looked at the plans very carefully, it looked like it will be back far enough on the lot that then you can go out, because most people will go out and take a left and wanting to go either way. But that was the concern that I had. I looked really carefully at the landscaping. It looks appropriate with trees and bushes and flowers. The 3D rendering was very helpful. I think it's going to blend very well on that corner. There's not a lot that's going to be line of sight, because on the south side, we've got Eagle Mountain's big amphitheater, and then we've got the entrance. Now, there will be commercial on the west side at some point, but I'll be very honest, you're dwarfed compared to what's going to happen there, because they're higher. So it looked really good, and as a neighbor that's right in that area, I couldn't be happier at what I saw on the site plan. So thank you, and Kendall, thank you for working through that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Hill. Do we have any other comments? Let me try to clear this. Did you turn it off? We're just getting used to this new system here. Any other comments from the commission? All right, we'd like to open up for a motion. Thanks for having that in front of us.
I'll go ahead. I move.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I have to bring something up here. When I wrote the staff report, it was intended for the preliminary plat and the site plan. I did not put that on the noticing, so we're only talking about the site plan right now. I will bring back the preliminary plat in a couple of weeks. So in your motion, just ignore the preliminary plat portion.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kendall. I move that the Planning Commission forward a recommendation for approval of the requested site plan for Mount Saratoga Veterinarian Clinic located at 30 North Mount Saratoga Road with the findings and conditions in the staff report.
Thank you, Commissioner Hill. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second from Commissioner Mann. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, that has passed. All we're in favor. Thank you very much. Let's move to the second item on the agenda, It's Westport Business Park Lot 4, site plan located at 2078 North Stagecoach Drive. Larry Lindstrom and Mark Johnson as applicants. The senior planner, Kendall Black. Looks like you're back.
Okay, so this one is kitty corner from the one we looked at last week, which was the Redwood Sports. So it's right there in the corner of Stagecoach and Harvest Hills Boulevard, or Stagecoach and Redwood, which Stagecoach, it turns into Stagecoach if you go through Harvest, or anyways, you know what I'm talking about. So it is office warehouse zoned. It was before the office warehouse went away, so they're grandfathered into that, so they follow that code. This one's a little unique, well, I will get to that. Let's do it again. Okay, well. Okay, so you'll see that there are some CAM complies. So has all to do with the interconnection requirement. We've talked about this one, a different one that had the same, or an issue with the interconnection. So this one, the lot to the north of it, lot 5, is just a weird shaped lot, and it doesn't, there's not really a lot of places for it to connect, so they're asking the city council to approve the exception to the interconnection for that. Other than that, everything else meets all the codes, so it's just that interconnection piece. Yeah, it's in different sections, but it's always the interconnection portion that is what's being a can comply. So that shows you a little better. So if at the top of the screen, towards the middle, that little triangle piece, that is the future, it's gonna be a 4,000 or so square foot building that's going there, but it's gonna have the drive-throughs, and so there's not really a good spot that we could, or that they could figure out to make them connect. And then it's also gonna have along the top there, the north end of the property, it's gonna be a retaining wall as well, and a screen wall. So that's the building, that's the footprint, or showing you the different buildings. There's some smaller spaces, there's gonna be some retail, there's gonna be just a mix of uses in there. The landscaping, they've already had the landscaping done for the detention basin to the right, so I just kinda left that out. This is what's being proposed for the newest portion of it, or to the left, sorry. They have a loading bay at the bottom, they're screening that with trees and stuff. Okay, and then that's the elevations of it. So this one's much larger scale than some of the buildings we've dealt with recently. This is gonna be more like the other ones up north there. Elevations all look good, meet the code. We already did the floor plan, but here it is again. Oh, okay. Do you have any questions on that one?
Okay, thank you very much. Is the developer the applicant here? Would you like to come up, please? And we'd love to have you just give us your name and your address, each of you.
My name's Larry Lindstrom, I'm the owner at 1923 North, excuse me, 300 East Lehigh.
Great, thank you.
Okay, now it is. I'm Mark Johnson. I'm out of 791 North 100 East in Lehigh.
Great. Is there anything you'd like to follow up with?
Kendall brought up the issue of the connectivity, and that's, we looked at that for a very long time. We've been working on this project since 2020, just trying to make everything work. The problem is there's 34 foot of elevation we have to deal with across this entire piece of property. If you've been up there, there's a lot of slope. We have to have a retaining wall, as also Kendall mentioned, between 4 and 5. We actually have 2 retaining walls, so they're not that high, but they're high enough. It is problematic for us to have connectivity between the 2. Now, Larry's going to continue to own both lots. We've already did a parking easement so that people who would go to lot 5, which you'll be seeing hopefully in the near future, we anticipate their employees will park in the north end of this parking lot, and there is a path with a stairway that can get them up to that location. And so we're just doing the best we can to deal with the elevation, so we're asking for some kind of understanding and variance for that connectivity, because these are two different uses. I mean, we're talking commercial product with a warehouse product, so.
Thank you. And Lot 5 is the triangle right above it?
Correct.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and turn the time over to the commission for any questions they may have. Let's see, Commissioner Hill, please.
Thank you. I can see these types of things take a lot of time and a lot of work to put them together. I understand Lot 4, that's going to be a warehouse, but it'll have some retail businesses down there. I'm more looking at Lot 5, and your depiction there looks like that could be have a drive-through. Is that correct?
That is
Or do you
correct.
not know at this point?
No, it's already designed, it's been submitted. We've been through a number of iterations and changes. We've been working with the planning, your planning department and engineering crew. They've been very good to work with. They've been very patient with me, by the way.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we've already looking at some potential clients there. It is not going to be, since Larry's going to control that, it's going to be some of the smaller, impacted drive-through type businesses.
Okay. It looks like there's a stacking of about 14 vehicles that can be handled there without going out into more of the intersection. And so you're very much aware that it's probably going to be a specialty place that just has constant but not long lines. It's not going to be the in and out.
It's not going to be a swig.
Yeah,
Let
it's
me
not-
just put that to bed right now.
Okay. And it's not going to be in and out because that's down the street. But, okay, I just wanted to get a sense of that. The other piece that I want to talk a little bit about is that interconnection. And that is going to be on the east side of the warehouse, correct, to that property?
I'm not sure what.
So there's the
what-
pedestrian interconnection, they're asking for the exception for the vehicular interconnection.
Right, that's
Yeah,
what, yeah.
So, yeah, we have pedestrian connection, we just don't have vehicular connection because of the slope.
And so I'm looking at the one that has Lot 5 and the depiction of the drive-through and the whatever that might be. Where's the connection, the interconnection from Lot 5 to Lot 4?
If you look in the center of this top, you'll see the dashed line coming off
Right.
of the building on Lot 4, and it goes up, and there's stairs that go up in there. And then if you go on the far left edge, it goes and connects to the sidewalk there.
Okay,
Yeah, the connection on the left edge that he's referring to, that's almost a grade all the way.
okay.
That does connect to the new sidewalk that's along Redwood Road, but then, of course, you could traverse up the slope to the corner and come back.
Okay.
But,
Again,
sorry, I got a brother, it's his birthday, and he
pardon
thinks I
my
should take his
not
phone
being
calls.
able to see where that interconnection is, even as I'm still looking. The dash lines, is that pedestrian, Kendall?
Yes.
And where's the vehicle? I see where it comes, they're going to come into lot, are they coming into lot?
So it's on the right-hand side of this is where the vehicle's coming off a Stagecoach for Lot 4.
Okay. And that's gonna be large enough to handle the trucks that could possibly be going in the back and use the loading dock?
Yes.
Okay.
We're planning on full semi type vehicles for both lots 3 and 4.
Okay.
We are working on lot 3 right now, which is immediately adjacent to 4, and that entry is wide enough. We've already done the turning
Okay,
templates
you've
and
already
everything on
gone through
those.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like the plan. I just want to make sure that with 5 being kind of a fast food drive-through, that there's plenty of room to be able to get back to the warehouse and the bigger trucks, and that's going to be, I don't see the warehouse, as I looked at this, going to be a lot of traffic there. It's single kind of purpose, people coming in and leaving and bringing deliveries.
That is correct. I will note the other concern we had about mixing the two different uses is if we exited the drive-through through Lot 4, we would be having conflicts with those larger vehicles all the
Okay.
time, and we had concerns with that as well.
Okay,
This type of building, it doesn't generate a lot of traffic.
Sure.
I've got one that's twice that big over in Pleasant Grove, and there's, you know, a lot of just occasional traffic. It's nowhere near like the charter school next door that blocks us out.
right, right. And thus, again, it's primarily a warehouse with some storefronts, so very minimal using on Lot 4. So if I'm not, as I see that. Again, it complies, and again, the exception that we'd be looking at is that interconnection from Lot 4 and 5, correct?
Yeah, that's the only
Okay.
exception.
Most of the retail that would go in these are not transient retail,
Right,
so they just don't generate a lot of traffic.
okay. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Hill. Now, you probably said this, and I just want to make sure I understand this. On lot number 5, it seems that there's going to be a roadway or connection between Stagecoach or the other road to that. Is there an adequate room to have that inlet a distance away from the intersection?
Yeah, they meet the or the entrance standards.
There's no concern there at all?
Mm-mm.
And does the city staff see any concern with giving this exception for, related to the lack of connection between the lots?
No.
No concern at all, huh?
With them being, even though they're in the same zone, with them being warehouse and them being retail, and then with the grade change and the retaining wall right there, it's very difficult to accomplish that, but then also they're dissimilar uses, so staff doesn't have a concern.
Great, thank you so much. All right, do we have a motion?
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone want to make a motion?
I think it's your computer slow, because these are brand new batteries.
No one dares until we know what to say.
Okay, yes, so just on, I would mention that down on number 4, that condition, it just is not required or is required in the motion.
Okay, Commissioner Rather, does that make sense?
Yes. I move that the Planning Commission forward a recommendation for approval of the requested site plan for Westport Business Park Lot 4 located at 2078 North Stagecoach Drive with the findings and conditions in the staff report. And I'll note the condition number 4, pursuant to section 1912-064F, interconnection to the property to the north is not required.
Excellent, thank you, Commissioner Rather. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
And we have a second from Commissioner Miles. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay? All right, thank you very much. All were in favor. Have a wonderful day. Let's go to number 3 on the agenda. Ryder Station Site Plan and Preliminary Plat located at 1193 West Fairfield Road. Adam Hurd of Black Spine Capital Group as applicant, senior manager, Austin Roy.
Okay, thank you, commissioners. Yes, so this, if we can go to the next slide, who's, or is it still working? Let's see. It works, okay. I wasn't sure.
If it doesn't, let us know.
Okay. All right, so you can see that this property, where it's located, so this is Pony Express. This is further east of what we were just looking at, where the dog, the veterinarian hospital was gonna go. So this is, it's on the, there will be a new road that'll go in here. Let me just skip ahead here so you can see this. So there's a phasing plan for Ryder Station. So they have 2 phases. What we're looking at tonight is Lot 1 or Phase 1, which is there in the blue on the screen. At a later date, Lot 2 or Phase 2 will come. Let's see if we can go back. Maybe. Okay, and so as you can see, staff has no concerns with the code compliance on this one. So it does comply with the landscaping, off-street parking, lighting, site plan, and architectural standards. This is the plat, so this is also, they're coming for preliminary plat tonight. And so that's this document here, which will be recorded. This is the, there's just a couple minor red lines that they need to fix, but it looks pretty good. Let's see if we can skip ahead. Okay, here's the site plan. So the site is made up of 3 separate buildings. So there's 2 9,000 square foot buildings on the east, the north, and then on the east, and then on the west, there's a 6,000 square foot building. One of the buildings has a drive-through, the other 2 do not. One thing to note about this site too is that there is a power line, major power line that runs through here. So if you see those 2 dashed lines on the right-hand side of your screen there, that's kind of in the middle of that area there. That's the power line corridor. So because of that, they were limited on landscaping. They couldn't put large trees and things in there that we would normally require. And so they basically, can't have those in that area. They have adequate parking for the proposed uses that they're showing here. If we'll skip ahead here to the next slide, if it'll work. Okay, this is the landscape plan. It's pretty zoomed out here, but this area is in the gateway overlay, so they did have to add some additional amenities and streetscape elements, which you can see here on this next slide. So they added some additional benches, some trash receptacles. These are the decorative ones that have the city logo on them, as well as the benches. And then they do have outdoor seating on Building I, which is that north building, if you'll recall from the previous slide. So they do meet the gateway overlay standards. In addition, like on the architecture, they have additional architectural standards for those. So this is Building J. These are the elevations. They did bring, we do have a material board here, so that you can see it there. We could pass it around if you want to look at it, but this is what this Building J looks like. This is the smaller building. And you can see the front and rear elevations here. And the west and east elevations on that building. And then the other 2 buildings are very similar, just a little bit bigger, but same architectural style. And these are the 9,000 square foot buildings. So you can see what those look like. Any questions on this?
Thank you very much. Is the applicant here tonight?
They are. Yeah.
Would-
If you wanna
Would you like to come up
sit
and
on that desk?
introduce yourselves? Either way. Does that work?
Or should we go to this one?
Either one. Well, which one would you prefer?
It should work. Yeah.
It should work. Great.
As long as the
Push the
lights-
button for the green light to come on and.
Great. Yeah, please introduce your name and your address, please, each of you.
Yeah, I'm Adam Hurd. Work here with Black Spire Capital Group.
Oh, hang on. We can't hear him.
Oh,
Not sure
Hello?
what's going on.
okay.
That's better.
I just need to speak a little closer to the mic. I'm Adam Hurd. So I work as a development manager for Black Spire Capital Group. Did you want the address of our office or the property?
You're off.
Your
Okay,
business.
Our business. 3400 West Mayflower Avenue, Suite 350, Lehigh, Utah, 84043.
Great. Please.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us tonight. I'm Ed Axley, president of Black Spire Capital Group, and we're at 3400 West Mayflower Avenue, Lehigh.
Great. Thank you. Do you have anything to add to the presentation that Austin just gave?
We're excited to get started.
Yes.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, let's open it up for questions from the commission, if you would. Commissioner Hill, please.
Thank you for Austin, for a really good write-up. It answered a lot of the questions. this, when it gets fully developed, I think is going to add to the area. Again, it's not far, so I go by this numerous times a day. A couple of questions that I would have is in phase one, you have kind of, again, it's preliminary, but like a nail salon and a bike shop and a drive-through. Do you know what kind of drive-through, what type of retail establishment the drive-through would be?
Yes, we've signed a lease with Sodalicious for the drive-through space.
Okay. So not heavy drive-through, but a manageable number from your perspective?
Yes, we believe so.
Okay. I took the opportunity to look at the packet and looked at the transportation analysis that was provided, and it seemed to be pretty complete. You know, when phase two comes along, there's going to be a lot of traffic in that area if they do have a supermarket, an event center, and a lot of retail, along with two of those retail being drive-through. I know we're not talking about that, but at the same token, we got to look at the infrastructure a little bit from traffic standpoint. Phase one, I think we are totally going to be fine, you know, as they punch through on Woodhaven Boulevard, and you know, we've got a light there already, so people are going to be used to that, and you're going to be able to go right or left. So from that perspective, I felt really comfortable. You know, the retaining wall shall comply. We've got the development agreement, 2 phases. So again, as I looked at that, I felt very comfortable. So good job, and thanks for bringing that to us. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Hill. Do we have any questions from the commission or comments? Yes, Commissioner Miles.
Thank you. I had similar questions, but I think all of them were answered with the presentation and answers, so thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Miles. Any other questions from the commission? All right, we'll go ahead and open it up for a motion. Commissioner Mann?
Yes. I move that the Planning Commission forward a recommendation for approval of the requested preliminary plat and site plan for Ryder Station Phase 1, located at 1193 West Fairfield Road, with the findings and conditions in the staff report.
Thank you, Commissioner Mann. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Hill? Oh, Commissioner Roman, sorry about that. I'm sorry, I just was caught off guard there. Yeah, this is great. Let's have a moment of silence. No. Sorry. So we have a motion and we have a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Okay, great. It's all were in favor. Wonderful. Thank you. Sorry about that, Commissioner Roman. Thank you. Great presentation.
Thank
Well,
you so
let's-
much.
Thank you. We'll go ahead for a public hearing now. This is, the commission will accept public, oh, I forgot about that. Approval of minutes for April 16th, 2026. Anyone have a motion?
I do. I move that the Planning Commission approve the minutes of April 16th, 2026.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Hill gave a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. All right, well, all were in favor. Thank you. Now we're on to the public hearing. The commission will accept public comment and may make a recommendation to the city council for the following items. Amendment to Title 18 Building Construction Code of the City of Saratoga Springs, Chapter 18.05, grading and incorporation into land use regulations. City initiated, citywide, engineer Ken Knight.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hi, yes, this is an amendment to Title 18, Building and Construction Code, particularly 18.05, the grading. It's changing to align with other codes, other code sections and adopted standards and specs. We're changing what's existing right now is 4 is that the slopes of the cuts and fills, permanent slopes are 4 horizontal to 1 vertical.
Could we
and
get you
we're-
closer to the mic? Just so
Sorry.
the people listening might, I'm just sure there's a lot of people online watching.
Yeah. So we're changing it from what's existing 4 horizontal to 1 vertical to 3 horizontal to 1 vertical to align with other code sections and approved specs and conditions. So the other item we're adding is a slope inside the grading setbacks. So there's a grading setback along right-of-way and property boundaries. This slope requirement then will require 5 units horizontal to 1 unit vertical adjacent to public right-of-way, and then 3 to 1 everywhere else to align with the cuts and fills earlier on in the section. So if you have any
Great.
other questions, yeah.
Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and open it up for public comment. So, do I need to read it? Okay. I don't need to? Okay. Okay, it's now open for public comment. Seeing that there's none, we'll go ahead and close that, and then we'll open it up for questions from the commission. Please, let's start with Commissioner Hill.
No comment other than to Ken and staff, how much we appreciate you upgrading the language in the titles to keep us up to date, given changes and the standards that are out there. As I read through this, clarity, but I think it's going to be helpful to the city. So again, from a planning commission standpoint, thank you for spending that extra time that would allow us to be on top of everything. As I was at the APA conference, the spring conference, and talking to a lot of cities and a lot of the planning commissioners, this kind of stuff doesn't happen only in the larger communities where there's a dedication just to keep things clean and where it needs to be. So again, to staff, thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Hill. Do we have any other comments or questions? Great, thank you so much. We'll go ahead and open it up for a motion.
I'll make one.
A motion,
No, yeah.
hang on.
I did not have a slide, no.
All right, I can read it off the packet. Is it the one in the packet? Okay. I move to approve the no, that's not right. I don't know what I'm moving to.
So here's the language, but instead of saying chapter 1902, say,
This one here.
yeah, you'll say,
Okay.
I'd say 1805.
All right, I move that the planning commission forward a recommendation for approval of the proposed code amendments to chapter 1805 with the findings and conditions in the staff report.
Thank you, Commissioner Miles. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Roman. Thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. All right, all were in favor of that. Thank you very much. Let's jump over to commissioner comments. Do we have any comments from the commission? All right, seeing that we have none, let's go to director report.
Okay, I don't have much to report. We didn't have a council meeting in between your last meeting and this one. So our next council meeting will be May 5th, and then your next meeting will be May 14th, and we have a handful of items for you then.
Thank you very much. Do we have a need for a closed session?
We do not.
All right, I think we're done, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're adjourned.